What's going on, everybody? Devil's Advocate here. So, quick video. I think it's gonna be quick. Anyways, this is some local news coming out of Milwaukee that I think is about what, a week old now. Old news with a new response. A lot of people aren't aware about this article because it kind of stayed at the local level, with the local news in Milwaukee. But mainstream media made sure they did their due diligence in picking up the article and debunking it and fact checking it like they always do, like how they fact check everything, right? But let's go ahead and dive into it, and let's just get a little roundabout of what's happening in Milwaukee. So this is Wisconsin right now. Milwaukee elections. Their head misplaced crucial voting flash drive information. I'm paraphrasing as I go through here. That's what that woman looks like, right? That's her. That's her. Get a good look at her. Get a good look. Get a good look. Police on the scene were pressured to stay silent. A flash drive containing crucial absentee voter information in the 2020 election was briefly lost during the early morning hours of Wednesday, November 4th, as the world waited for Milwaukee to reveal its ballot counts. Sources within Milwaukee law enforcement told Wisconsin Now exclusively that the executive director for the Milwaukee Election Commission, Claire Woodall, realized she had lost a flash drive when she left. With the police escort, the central counting building ballots were tallied. She was en route to the county courthouse and to report the results of more than 169,000 absentee ballots collected in the city of Milwaukee, The Hill previously reported. Okay, so I'm not going to go through and read this entire article. We'll link it in the description below. But pretty much what it says is that she gets to the destination where she's supposed to be uploading these votes or updating these tallies for these absentee ballots, and she forgot one. She forgot a USB drive containing a lot of absentee votes in ballot counter number 7. So she made everybody aware, or she made specific people aware of the situation, and apparently within about 10 minutes or so, a representative brought her the missing USB drive and she updated the votes. But here's the thing. This local news agency, they tried to do their due diligence because they wanted to contact her, and they contacted several people, including the police department, to try to figure out the chain of custody of, what happened to this USB drive where it was just missing in action. And nobody replied back. No email responses, no nothing. No return phone calls, no nothing. And 3 days after the fact of this news agency releasing this article, she gives a response laying out the chain of events, because we need 3-day turnaround time to try to figure out a story on what we're going to say, right? But let's go into how the mainstream media breaks this down. Because the thing is, this original article, once you read it, you start realizing that this news, I've never heard of these news, this news outlet before. But it seemed like they did a really good job of trying to just calling things as how they are, just trying to be very transparent, very objective reporting. And I was like, okay, so whoever these guys are, they're just trying to call it like they see it. There's nothing inflammatory here. They're asking simple, realistic questions. But right here, like let's see. Let's just go ahead and read this. Sources within Milwaukee County law enforcement told Wisconsin Now exclusively that the executive director had lost a flash drive when she left with police escort, like I said before, right? Those results were proved heavily weighed towards Vice President Joe Biden in the critical battleground state. Joe Biden will go on to win the state with the slimmest of margins of 20,000 votes, although President Donald Trump's campaign will request a recount. We were met with a brick wall, or we've met a brick wall, and stonewalling in our attempt to get more details about what happened around 3 a.m. when the drive suddenly couldn't be located by Woodall, according to our sources. We reached out to the Milwaukee Police Department of Public Relations and asked Sergeant Efron for comment. He referred us to the FBI and Milwaukee County DA's office for comment. Neither responded with a comment. We reached out to Claire Woodall multiple times on Friday for comment, and we were told she was working. However, she did not return any phone call or email to explain what happened. In particular, we wanted her to explain the chain of custody. We wanted to explain if the chain of custody was breached, and if so, for how long. Also, how can she assure voters that no one else had access to the flash drive during the time she didn't have possession of it? And in her statement 3 days later, somebody else did have possession of that flash drive, as a matter of fact. We also wanted more information about important information on it. She did not respond. We also wanted more information about important information was on it. Oh, okay. That's written very strange. Either way. But anyways, so you see where this is going, right? She misplaces a flash drive. She apparently ballot counter number 7 was the last one to update and complete its vote counts, and by then she was out the door, right? Something like that, some BS like that, right? So she walks out with all the flash drives and she leaves that one behind on accident, allegedly, and somebody brings it to her so that she can update the votes in the wee hours of the night, which represents that weird spike you see in the graph. Maybe I can find that. I will find that. Give me 1 second. But let's move on to what the good old USA Today has to say. Fact check. Milwaukee elections flash drive transferred to county office without tampering. Okay. The claim. Lost Milwaukee elections flash drive connected to jump in Biden votes. In an election, look, let's just listen to this. Just listen to this, right? In an election season where President Donald Trump and his supporters are glooming to any irregularity in the hopes of justifying their voter fraud claims, the tale of one Milwaukee flash drive has drawn significant attention. Wisconsin has been labeled by some as the tipping point of the 2020 election, and the state swung at about 3:30 a.m. November 4th when City of Milwaukee reported its absentee ballots, which leaned heavily to former Vice President Joe Biden. This brought a lot of attention to the counting and reporting of those Milwaukee votes. The Gateway Pundit, a far-right website regularly publishing misinformation around Wisconsin and other key states, honed in on the flash drive used to transport votes between two locations on election night. Serving up this headline on November 13th, developing Milwaukee elections chief lost election flash drive in the morning hours of the 4th when Democrats miraculously found 120,000 votes for Joe Biden. Moving on. The story rehashes several debunked claims, including that the Democrat found ballots in Wisconsin overnight. They didn't. This is just when Milwaukee finished counting the absentee ballots, and that Milwaukee had an 89% turnout. It didn't. This is bad math. But the core of the claim is that the head of Milwaukee Election Commission lost the drive, which they say is shady, and then they imply proves voter fraud. Neither element is remotely true. Now, that fact check is not even remotely true. She did lose it. It was lost. When she got to her destination, she had no idea what that damn flash drive was. Allegedly. Allegedly, right? For all we know, that thing was intentionally left in that machine. Right? It's kind of like the situation where we're stopping all counting and sending everybody home because we have a water leak in the building, and it turns out to be just one overflowing toilet. But we shut down all ballot counting and send ballot counters home for the night. And it's just one overflowing toilet, which they don't even have a work order for to prove that even happened. That's just a story on the street. But it's interesting how all of these curious situations all have these whoopsie-daisy kind of explain away explanations for the anomalies that we have been witnessing left and right. But let's continue. Let's review how we got here. Okay, let's review that. The flash drive claims. In pushing back against claims of voter fraud, election officials in Wisconsin and across the country have noted that human error happens, but it happens in observed, controlled environments in a system that is packed with redundancies and double checks to ensure those errors are caught and corrected. One such error occurred in Milwaukee, Wisconsin right now, a newly launched conservative news opinion site. Okay, so apparently Wisconsin News is now a newly launched conservative opinion site. First reported on November 6th that the flash drive containing Milwaukee votes had been briefly lost in the early morning of November 4th, and added to the error controversy of proceedings that with this line, sources tell Wisconsin right now that police on the scene were pressured to stay silent and that the police felt threatened by the district attorney's investigators and election personnel who were present during the incident and didn't want them to tell anyone what happened. Okay, so how is that either a yay or a nay? How do you debunk that? How do you debunk that? It's just as possible that that's truth. It's just as possible that that's the truth. That it is also not the truth, right? So, but I think what they try to do, they try to lead in with it being a newly launched conservative opinion site, so that this phrase right here, the people who read this, because if you look and you do a Google search on this topic, this USA Today is the first thing that comes up in a Google source, as a Google search, because that's what they want you to see first. They want you to go to this first before you do any further digging, right? So they can quickly, so they can get in your head quickly and make you say, "Oh, okay, that was just a bunch of BS." Moving on, right? This story was then picked up by the Gateway Pundit, which added in references to previously debunked voter claims and piling on additional assertions that Claire Woodall, executive director of Milwaukee Elections Commission, was filmed feeding totals into a machine in the wee hours of the morning without any election observers and purposely broke all protocol by transferring numbers to the drive. These specific claims are 100% wrong, as the underlying claim in that anything in this circumstance is consistent with fraud. More fact check. That spike in the Wisconsin vote tally was expected and legitimate, not fraud. Now let's read what the actual flash drive story is. We know the story behind the incident because Woodall detailed it in November 9th letter to the Wisconsin Election Commission, seeking to set the record straight. So now we know what happened because this is what she told us this is what happened. She also filled out details in an email to USA Today Network. About 3 a.m. on November 4th, Woodall and other city election officials finished counting 170,000 absentee ballots and prepared to bring them to the Milwaukee County Election Commission. That means putting a flash drive in each of the 12 tabulating machines used to count ballots to download the tallies. These tabulators are not able to connect to the internet to transmit totals directly. Flash drives have been used to transfer data from city's central count location to other county commissions since these machines went into service in 2015. Woodall gathered the flash drives and went to the commission office about a mile away with a police escort, only to discover that she had left the flash drive for tabulator 7 in the machine. Whoop-de-doo, because we got something would tell me I could be wrong. I could be trying to use common sense because maybe this is not a common sense situation, but deductive reasoning would tell me that if I have 12 tabulators, right? I got 12 whole tabulators, and those tabulators are probably numbered 1 through 12. 1 through 12. And I'm not a betting man, but I'm willing to wager that maybe that these machines and these tabulators were set up in some kind of chronological order. So how do you get to collecting 1 through 6, skipping over 7, and then jumping to 8 through 12? Hey. I don't know. I mean, it would make more sense if, like, you were in a rush. I was in a rush, collecting the USB drives, the thumb drives, and I forgot to grab the last damn one. Number 12 was left in the machine. That's more believable. But again, this is me making assumptions that these things are set up in some type of chronological order. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But anyways, Woodall gathered flash drives and went to the commission's offices about a mile away. All right, tabulator set of the machine. She then called a member of her leadership team who found the drive in the machine and gave it to the Milwaukee police officer to deliver. About 15 minutes passed from the time Woodall realized the drive was missing to when it was delivered. All right. I'm just going to say it right now. That's your break in custody right there. That's your break in custody. Whether they want to admit it or not. It doesn't take long to go into some software and alter vote counts. Put them on a USB drive and then just get it to where it has to go. Isn't that just a good solid alibi? Oh man. I can't believe call somebody. I left one of those damn USB thumb drives in one of the tabulators. Just go ask somebody if that thing is left in the machine. Oh yeah, we got it. It's here. All right, can you just give it to one of the police officers to bring it over here to me, please? You gonna tell me that situation isn't a prime opportunity to make something shady happen? It doesn't take long. It was already proved by a couple of hackers that all you need is 7 minutes and a screwdriver to go into those machines and do whatever the hell you want to with them. And hack into them. So 15 minutes is plenty of time to do what you gotta do, to do some foul shit. Anyways, let's move on. Officials confirmed no changes were made to the drive. Who are these officials? Who are these officials that confirmed that no changes were made to the drive? The timestamp on the drive and tabulator confirmed that the downloaded file hadn't been altered. Okay. That's the downloaded file. Know what I'm saying? Maybe the information wasn't changed on the USB drive. Maybe the information was changed on the machine before being downloaded to the USB drive. Know what I'm saying? Makes sense to me. No, I'm not going to alter information on the USB drive. I'm going to alter information on the machine, and then I'm going to put the altered information on the USB drive. Seems to be the more logical option to me, but whatever. Okay. And the flash drive detailed vote tallies matched on those on the machine. Of course they did. You know why they did? Because of exactly what I just said. In any case, there is no reasonable way the drive could have been altered in that span, what it all said. And how would she know? Is she a hacker? Does she have experience manipulating these things and trying to swap votes around? You can't make a claim about something unless you have direct experience doing it. The experience is what gives you the certainty or the uncertainty of whether something or not can be achieved. Is that a fair deduction or no? The machine is not able to be accessed from a distance, duh. So it seems completely unfeasible to think that someone would alter the flash drive results because the flash drive results were not altered. But anyways, let's keep moving. Which had between 12 and 15,000 votes on it, but still maintain the vote counts by Ward to be accurate. She said in the email. Staff were in the room with the drive the entire time. The live stream still streaming, and the flash drive remained in the machine the entire time. We'll also note that the two claims added by the Gateway Pundit account are baseless. She wasn't feeding totals into the machine. She was downloading results from the machine into the ballots and then fed throughout the day. She did not break any protocol by transferring the numbers to the drive. She was following standard procedure because the drives are required to get the totals off the tabulator. Milwaukee uses DS450 and DSA50 model tabulators, which don't have modems that allow direct connection to the internet. Yeah, we know that. We already know that there are voting machines that don't have access to the internet, which is why these thumb drives are so important in these voter claim cases or accusations or allegations. So, what do you think? What do y'all think? What do you think? Do you think that this is just an innocent mistake where somebody conveniently leaves a thumb drive in one of the machines? Now, think about this for a second. It's only 12 tabulators. That's not a lot. It's not like she had to go through hundreds of tabulators and missed one. It's 12. Like, I don't know. To me, it seems suspect. It seems very suspect that that's right around the time. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that. Images. Yeah, there it is. Let me see that. Come on. What are we doing? View the damn file. All right. Can I zoom in? Oh shit. Okay. Dun. Where's the clock at? Where's the time at? Time, month, date, hour. All right, so this is November 4th, right? So this part of the graph, that was around the exact same time where all this stuff was happening that I just went over. It's around the exact same time where Biden experiences this. That right there. He goes from losing by a lot to winning by a little. And you have to ask yourself, what's the feasibility of this stuff? What's the likelihood? What? I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, you see it. You see that little chart up there? That chart is a visual indicator of exactly what happened when all those thumb drives got dumped in. And there you go. So that's it. If you have any comments, please leave a comment in the comment below. I'll link the 2 articles in the description below so that you can read them for yourself. And I'm still working on another video. I don't know. I might just scrap it, guys. I'm pulling my hair out with this video because it's a completely baseless video. And I'm trying to do research to try to get some proof on what I read on something on Twitter, which seems very believable, but I can't validate any of it. I'm trying. But anyways. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, I'm Shadowban. And until next time. And as always, be safe, take care of yourself, stay smart, be smart, use your brain, and think. Peace.